What is up, everybody? We are back here, episode 24 of Yank This. We are here, me and Tommy. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff going on in New York sports this week. Tommy, how you feeling? Tommy? Oh, it says your mic's muted for some reason.
All right, here we go. I don't know what just happened. Sorry, boys and girls. Apologies. What is up? It is good right now to be in Yankee Town, a little bit better than what it was a week ago. Let's not get too carried away, but we are on a slight, 4-game winning streak.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to look too far into an Oakland series.
No, that's what I'm saying. Let's not get too excited. I mean, I think we're still not that good. I still think that we're missing the playoffs. That hasn't changed, but it's a nice 4-game winning streak. I told the guys today at the barbershop after I got a much-needed haircut and beard trim that I still think the Yankees are in trouble. That hasn't changed just yet. So I'm not getting crazy over it. It's good. Listen, I'd rather be on a 4-game winning streak doing the show than a 4-game losing streak. But like I said, I'm not getting too excited about it.
Well, I've been all about this season, and you've been very against it. It's still early in the season, and I'm like, when we get some of these guys back, that's when we can really judge this team. And we got a couple of those guys back. We got Judge back this week, and then the big guy that we got back was Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader has been outstanding in pinstripes, even dating back to last season. He was the best player on our team in the playoffs by far. And so far since he's been back, he has been on a tear. And again, I don't want to look too far into an Oakland series, but he has been ridiculously good in pinstripes. He's in 315 with 8 home runs and 26 RBIs in just over 30 games. You were saying, Tommy?
So those numbers there are his those numbers here that you have posted are his altogether, like this season and last season.
Including postseason as well.
Okay. What I will say that is, listen, he's been phenomenal. I mean, I don't think anyone would have thought 8 home runs in 30. How many games? I'm sorry.
I got you the exact number right now.
Okay, so 314 average. I'll go over the numbers while you look. 314 average, 32 hits, 8 bombs, 26 ribbies. I'm going to say it can't be more than 50 games. I don't think it would be.
No, definitely less than 50.
Because he missed a bunch. He's only been back for like 8 games this year. Maybe more. I don't remember the number offhand.
14 games. He played 14 games last year in pinstripes, 8 this year, not including playoffs. I'll look up playoffs right now. So that's
22. And we won 1 series last year, and then we got eliminated. So he couldn't have more than 30 games. Probably 30-ish games.
Yeah.
All right. So listen.
Postseason. Yeah. Postseason 9 games. So yeah, about 35 games.
Okay, so 14,
31
9
games to be exact.
Okay, so 31 games to be exact, right? So I'm gonna be devil's advocate here. What he's doing is unreal with the bat. 314, 32, 8, and 26. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. We know he's not known for his bat. Okay, that's been more than just a 30-game span, right? This has been years that he's been playing now. How many years with the Cardinals. He was known as a elite center fielder, an elite glove with an okay bat. Nothing to write home about. Not going to hit 30 home runs from the center field position like some guys might do, like a Trout or Byron Buxton. He's not going to be that guy. But what he's doing is crazy with the bat. I don't think it's going to last. I would love for it to last as long as it can. But he's going to be around a 260 hitter like he normally is. Maybe 15 home runs is what he's going to be at. But listen, what he does bring to this team, as we have seen already this year, is the glove. I was at that game where he caught those 2 balls that he dove for, coming in. I was there. Those 2 games were great. They were against the Twins. They played Minnesota that time, and he was very good that game. Very good defensively. The crowd went nuts. Dude, they love him in New York, and that's what I think is bigger than anything else. They love him here. We love him here. He's just such a big spark plug. to the team. You know what I mean? Like they just love the guy. The stuff he does when he gets on base, he looks to the dugout. He does the whole like thing like this. Like they just love him. You know what I mean? I would love for the bat to stay that hot, but I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, Harrison Bader, it helps being a hometown guy. You could tell he really likes playing for the Yankees. He coming from Bronxville, he grew up here and he really enjoys being out there and playing. You could see it in his face. You could see it in, like you said, his emotion, his intensity out there. And you're right. His defense is the thing that, brought him to the team. We all know what my stance was when it came to the Jordan Montgomery trade. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I've come around to it.
Not
Harrison
only because
Bader
of
has
what
shown.
he's doing, but it's a combination, right, on that trade. Like if you look what Montgomery did his first couple starts, he was immaculate, but he started to get smacked around pretty good, dude. So like, I think it kind of is definitely a win situation here for the Yankees.
Oh, for sure. I was more of the idea when it came to Montgomery is he's not a guy that does allow a lot of runs, and when he does, and he just didn't have the run support. But I was of the idea that we need a lefty. We didn't have a lot of lefties coming out, and bringing guys back. I think he would have dropped into the pen. But
think about where this team would be. Think about where this team would be right now. Let's just say we didn't make that deal, right? We have no center fielder. Judge is playing there every day, which is not good. We have a lefty who's going to add to the rotation, another rotation guy who's a 5-inning guy. We don't need that. I mean, I know right now we're getting guys like
have him or Clark Schmidt?
Yes, I know that. But like when Rodon and Sevy come back, you drop those two bums that are pitching now, and you want to what, dude? That's great. That would be great. We needed a center fielder, and we got one. Like, I mean, we needed it. So it really worked out really well for us.
Yeah, we still have some holes to fill out in left field. Left field is still kind of a question mark. Cabrera, I like him defensively, but he just still doesn't look ready for MLB pitching. He struggled immensely when it comes to last year and then earlier on this year. Let me get exact
I think Jake
numbers,
Bowers plays a pretty good. I think Jake Bowers plays a decent field, but it's just and his bat's pretty good, but sometimes he looks a little dicey out there too in the field. So it's tough.
It's a lot. We're swapping out a lot of young guys, and then Aaron Hicks out and left. So that's not ideal. As of right now, he's hitting below 200. Is Cabrera. Aaron Hicks actually had a pretty decent week. Not a lot of people were talking about it, but Aaron Hicks had a decent week. He had that 2-run blast. But again, I'm not looking too far into an Oakland A's series. They are by far, I would say, the worst team in baseball, if not a team like Colorado or Cincinnati. Would be up there, but yeah, Oakland is by far the worst team in baseball, record-wise. They've only won 8 games so far this year,
and you want to know
which is crazy. A couple years ago, of course, they're good. Well, okay, go ahead. What's the problem?
No. I'm sorry. I was just saying that with Aaron Hicks, right? He's not playing well, but he's not gonna all of a sudden just get hot because his at-bats are coming here and there. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you can like maybe catch fire because you're playing every day and like, you tweak something in your swing and you go on a good streak. Like this guy is getting starts here and there. So how do you expect him to really all of a sudden start tearing it up? You know what I mean? So he's in a really tough spot, man,
enough.
So
true enough. I feel
speaking of the low guys, let's have IKF not play anywhere but like third base because he's really good there.
I said that last year when it comes to IKF. I'm like, okay, if you're gonna be so content on IKF, put him at the position that he won a Gold Glove at, especially because Donaldson, he's great defensively, but you don't really lose much defensively whether you have DJ, IKF, or Donaldson there. So I was always a big, hey, IKF kind of sucks, but he's at least a contact guy, which he hasn't been this year. He's another guy that just hasn't been able to get on base too much. But to your point, he's a spot guy. He's not a guy that's been playing every day. He plays more than Hicks, but he's not a guy that you want to play every day.
Yeah,
but,
and
IKF at third, IKF at third is something that I've been a fan of since we got him. I was talking about, that's another thing I mentioned the other day when I was talking to Ray and you guys about the bullpen, which we'll talk about a little bit later. It's Cashman kind of paints himself into a corner with a lot of these deals. When it came to, I mentioned it the other day when we had the chance to get JT Realmuto, when we were talking about rebuilding or retooling. We had the chance to get one of the best catchers in baseball. We balked on him, and now we're stuck with Higgy and Trevino. And the reason we balked on him is because we took too many chances on Gary Sanchez. And that directly led to having Donaldson and IKF on this team. We could have had Gio Urshela and JT Realmuto instead of those guys. But it's just a lot of bad decisions by Cashman, and they're starting to mount up, especially when you look at Montas underperforming, and now he's hurt. Trevino, he's going to miss all year with Tommy John. Really, the only ones that have hit so far are Bader and Rizzo over the last couple of years, and Bader has been a very injury-prone player. I like what he's doing when he's on the field. We just got to see him stay on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's most of those deals have not worked out, clearly. But I think the Beta one's going to work out. I think that's already working out. That's definitely going to stay. I mean, it's going to feel it for years to come. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, not every GM, always makes a good deal. Sometimes shit happens. But unfortunately, with Cashman, it seems like more shit has been happening that's bad than it is good. So
yeah, it's talent
tough.
evaluation. Like, he's getting the name brand value guys. He's getting the guys. I'll give him some credit. He's getting the guys that everybody's telling him to get. But sometimes you got to look deeper on some of these guys. When you see that we trade for Josh Donaldson, that's a great fielder, a former MVP, but 2 years past his expiration date. IKF,
Yeah,
Gold Glover, but you're playing him at the wrong position. Carlos Rodon, who again I thought we should have gotten him last year over Montas. You sign him, and given all the stuff that happened with Correa, you look at this guy's physical, and now he can't pitch. Now he may not pitch until the All-Star break.
I heard they said that he might have that same thing that David Wright had, like spinal stenosis.
Oh, spinal stenosis? That's what they're thinking?
That's what my buddy Joe, who I play softball with, who's a Met fan, but that's what he told me. He said they think he might have that, like, because it's a chronic issue. That's bad, dude, if he has that.
Yeah.
Like, that's really bad. I told you, dude. I told you. Rodon is not throwing an inning for the Yankees this year.
No, I wouldn't
say one.
I wouldn't say the whole, unless he goes down for surgery for it. I don't think it's going to be the whole year.
But listen, he just got a cortisone shot, right? So now you're going to wait another week or two to see how he feels after that. Now you're into the end of May. Now let's say he even starts throwing off a flat ground early June, right? Let's just say he's throwing off a flat ground early June, middle of June, he's feeling better. You might send him down to the minors. Now he has to make three starts in the minors. You're talking about mid-July, almost August.
That's what I heard. I heard the timetable is after the All-Star break. So that's around mid-July.
Yeah, that's at earliest, dude. That's earliest convenience. I'm telling you right now, one more minor setback with an ailing back, or like they say, which I hate the fucking word from Boone, his back is barking. Like, come on, dude. Like, come on, man. No. Like, stop. Like, the guy's not pitching this year. Ray said it, I said it, and I agree with him. And I know we had a comment by Jack, my buddy Jack Castellano. Yes, Jack, everyone can hear me. We are close. And what does this guy know he said about baseball? He doesn't even know how to play. And Ian, yes, you're right. Tommy can never play for the Yankees with that facial fescue. You are right, buddy. This is one of the best beards around, and I won't give it up for anything. So at 39, I'm going to call my Major League Baseball career,
you're
over,
hanging up
over with the Yankees. Yeah, I'm hanging them up with the Yankees, man. I can't do it.
Fair enough. But you know Boone, and that's something else I wanted to talk about is how he has handled the bullpen. You and Ray have been very adamant that he is overworking and overusing this bullpen. But there was the game earlier last week with when Garrett Cole was on the mound against Tampa, which is a team that regularly beats him up, and he was at around 90 pitches. And I know I'm also of the belief that, hey, you're a starting pitcher, you're the ace of this team, you should be able to go 6. But Boone has pulled guys for less. I don't feel like Boone has the best feel for the game. What do you think about that?
All right, well, I'll start off with the pulled guys for less. Yes, he has. But the guys that he's pulled are in Garrett Cole. They're your Hamans, they're your Schmitz, guys who couldn't hold Jarrett Cole's jockstrap, right? I had no problem with him staying in. That's the mentality that Cole has. That's what he wants. He wants the ball there. I mean, the inning before was tough. They made it 6-2. He came back out for the sixth or whatever inning it was that this all happened and unraveled.
Yeah, it was 6.
Okay, so whatever happened, a play could have been made defensively, and then now it's 6-3. They come out to talk to him. I had zero problem with him staying in the game. And when I mean zero, I mean zero. There's 2 runners on, right? If these guys are gonna score, right? I'd rather them try to hit off of Cole than rather off of whoever arm he was gonna bring in. That's just the way I feel about it. Because up until that, dude, Garrett Cole was dealing those first 4 innings. A little bit of trouble in the 5th. What's his face didn't make that play, and he was kind of I forgot who it was, but he shook his head.
It was a play going from Glaber. It was like a grounder that Glaber played deep in right field, and then he tried to make a throw all the way to third, and didn't make it, and it got past Cabrera.
Yeah, that was part of it. And then the other thing that he did was when he took that ground ball off the middle, Glaber didn't throw it to first for the out. He tried to turn around and tag the guy and missed him. That's what bothered Cole. That was another thing that hurt Cole, right? Excuse me. So,
that's another thing. I know you were talking about, Cole's that guy that wants to go out there, but we also know that Cole is a guy that he's rattled pretty easily. If something's not
but
right
he also sat down Betancourt earlier in the game, made him look silly. So I had no problem pitching to Betancourt.
Yeah, but that wasn't after he gave up the home run last inning and then gave up 2 hard hit doubles and then gave up a walk. I'm talking about.
I get it, but I'm not pulling him there, man. I'm not pulling my ace.
I'm pulling him. He's at 95 pitches. He's not throwing well, and they are seeing him well. This is a team that regularly beats up Garrett Cole.
Yeah,
every time. And now they're seeing him. Now they're making hard contact. Now he can't locate his pitches. So yeah, I would have pulled him right after the walk. He's at 95 pitches. Cordero, who has pitched well all season. And that's another thing. You guys talk about the bullpen being cooked. It's not cooked yet. It's cooking, but it's not cooked yet. Right now, this is still one of the best bullpens in baseball. Regardless of how many innings you think are pitching.
I trust 3.5 guys in that bullpen. So to me, I don't really think it's that good.
Who are those 3?
Marinaccio, Wandy Peralta, and Michael King. And the 3.5, the half that I count is between 2 guys, Ian Hamilton, slightly getting my trust, and Cordero and Abreu combined are getting it a little bit. So, and they aren't that good. So
I wouldn't give it to
a quarter of a guy.
I wouldn't give any confidence to Abreu. Abreu is a 3-true outcome guy as a pitcher somehow. He's either walking someone, he's striking someone out, or he's giving up a home run.
Yeah, so Cordero to me and
Cordero and Ian Hamilton have played really, really well this season. And they've given a lot. It's not like it's a small sample size. You guys have pestered me and Boone about it. These guys are going out here for a lot of innings, and they've performed every time.
But see, this is what I'm saying. When I say the bullpen is cooked, it's because it may not be cooked already, but it is on a very high simmer in the process of being cooked, because we know what happens every year, Chris. Pardon me. I need a sip of a drink. We know what happens every year. They get overused early. That you don't see all the bad just yet, but it mounts up because they're overused. So come August and September, ta-da, bullpen cooked. It's on a hot simmer right now.
Listen, again, I was fully against Boone in that Garrett Cole situation. I think he gave Cole a little too long of a leash against a team that he always gets pounded against, and he was at a high pitch count. They were seeing him well. But at the same time, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to look at the guys that he's throwing out there. That's just it's poor roster construction when it comes to the starting pitching. You have 4 guys that can't consistently go 6 innings. Outside of Cole, he's the only one who can. But I can't blame Boone for constantly going to the bullpen when you got guys like Clark Schmidt who can barely finish 4 innings sometimes.
So what about the time that he took Domingo Germán out of that game?
That was, again, that's my point. He has no feel for the game sometimes, where Germán was throwing outstanding. He was two outs away from a Maddox. and then he pulls him, and then he pulls him for the wrong guy in Clay Holmes. That's what I mean when I say Aaron Boone has no feel for the game. He's not making the right calls or decisions.
Well, you have to realize, dude, all baseball is ran by now is analytics. That's all that matters. Dude, it's not even Aaron Boone making these decisions. It's a fucking program that they're running, and the analytics team is telling them in this spot, this is who you go to. It's not about.
If any analytic is saying to throw in Clay Holmes, you need to change the data. You need to change the analytic because Clay Holmes has been bad for over a season now.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's not even Aaron Boone. It's analytics.
I know that they do have an analytics
spot because of this. Dude, back in the day, Joe Torre would go pick John Wetland and Mariano Rivera and Jeff Nelson and those guys off of feel and matchups. That's what
that is what I mean. We need a manager that has a feel for the game. There's the perfect example I have for someone that has bad feel for the game but can still succeed is Dave Roberts. That guy makes bad decision after bad decision when it comes to the playoffs. But people still see him as one of the best coaches in baseball.
I don't think he's that good at all, personally. I think the Dodgers suck too. So I'm not one of those guys.
Dodgers are still in first place in the NL West, and we'll talk about how you feel about the Dodgers when we get to the tier list. But something else that happened last night, because I know you only got about 15. The Knicks staying alive in the playoff race. They were able to take Game 5 against Miami. And it's all because of the Thibodeau masterclass, aka just play your star player 48 minutes and tell him to ball up. Jalen Brunson, 38 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists on damn near 50, 40, 90 shooting.
So
were you able to catch the game last night at all?
I did. I watched. Unfortunately, I coached my daughter's softball team, so I had their game. I took my daughter and her best friend for pizza, who's also on the team, then dropped them off. I got home in the third quarter with about 2.5 minutes left, and I watched everything from there on out. Listen, I'm a huge, ginormous, big Knicks fan. I watch most of the games as far as like on the playoffs, as long as I'm not coaching or bowling. Listen, big win. Garden was rocking. Jalen Brunson is that guy.
Got a little dicey. They were up by 19 at one point, and Miami was able to cut it to like 6. I think.
A lot of some bad turnovers, some bad decision making by a couple of players of the Knicks. But listen, way to hold on to the lead. Let's go steal one back now in Miami, which is Game 6, which is really not a steal one. It's a must win, obviously. Let's get that. Let's go back to the Garden Game 7, dude. And that crowd's going to be going nuts.
Oh no!
I'm telling you, if it goes 7, the Knicks are not losing at the Garden.
But listen, you gotta go to Miami and American Airlines Game 6. We know how loud that can get. The white hot. It's gonna be white all over there.
Yep. It's going to be very, 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 very tough. I don't know if it can be done. But we got to go ahead and get that W, man. We got to go ahead and go Game 7 at the Garden, because if I'm telling you right now, if we get the Game 7, I think we win. I don't think we played our best basketball yet this series, honestly, and we're down 3-2. I mean, Game 2, the win that we had, we played pretty good. But it's not like we played against when we played against Cleveland. We were really good against Cleveland. And dude, look at that team: Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, Garland. They got a good team, dude.
Well, Darius Garland played like some shit in that series.
Yeah, he did, but I'm just saying, like, they're very talented. They're very talented. I think Miami is first of all, Miami was a 23rd ranked 3-point team, 23rd ranked team as far as shooting the 3. They've been lights out.
And then they lost Tyler Hero.
And now they were like 4 for 26 last night, dude. They're going to snap back to reality. The Knicks are going to come home in Game 7. They're going to win that series.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the viral clips of the Corgi picking the games, but he's been perfect in both of these series so far in Miami and the Knicks. The Corgi says Miami in 6, and I tend to believe him. I think at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler had a pretty poor shooting performance, and that's a rarity when it comes to the playoffs. Mitchell Robinson and Bam Adebayo pretty much cancel each other out. If you want to say Mitchell Robinson's the better rebounder, I'll say that Bam Adebayo is the better defender. Second team all defense there. It's going to come down to, can Jalen Brunson repeat this performance? Can Julius Randle get out of his own way? And can RJ Barrett be consistent?
RJ's been really good the last
The last
4
two games. Yeah, last 2-3 games, he's been really, really good.
Yes, since the Knicks winning game 2, he's been averaging 24 a game. I mean, let's just keep it up. I mean, last night the Knicks got 80. It was 38 from Brunson, 24 from Randall, and 26 from RJ. So that's 50. That's 88 points. I'm not going to say it's going to happen again, but if those big three, the Knicks big three, top three, whatever you want to call it, if they're going to get 80 points, they're going to win.
All right. I could definitely, I could see that happening. It's just, man, I can't see Miami going out like that.
I hear you, but the Knicks haven't played their best basketball, and they're down 3-2. I think Cleveland's a better team than the Knicks. I think Cleveland was a better
Duncan Robinson minutes, so I don't know if the Heat were playing their best basketball if Duncan Robinson's getting like 20 minutes.
Dude, he's been playing since Hero got hurt because he's been shooting a 3 really well. So we just got to contain them, man, from the 3. That's all. We'll see. I think I like it. I like the Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7, you say?
Get me back to the Garden, baby.
I'm saying Miami in 6. I think Miami in 6 just because I think it's going to be really hard to beat them. If it makes it back to the Garden, I'll agree. Knicks in 7.
It's also a lot of Knicks fans in Miami, kid. A lot of Knicks fans in Miami.
Yeah, but we see those crowds in Miami, especially come playoff time. It's all white shirts out there. It's an insane atmosphere to try and play in. And you guys do still have a lot of young players. Jalen Brunson, that's a tough environment to play in for someone that's never made it that deep. For someone like Emmanuel not Emmanuel Quickly. There was another guy. I think it was Quentin Grimes. I think he also played 48 minutes last
He played
night.
all 48 yesterday, Grimes.
Yeah. Quentin Grimes. That's a young player right there. RJ Barrett. It's a tough environment to play in Miami on the road in an elimination game. So we'll see how they do. If it makes it back to the Garden, I'll tend to agree with you. I'll say that, hey, Knicks in 7, but
yeah.
Tough game. Did you get a chance to watch the Lakers Warriors by any chance as well?
I actually fell asleep when the Lakers were down like 15. I passed out.
Yeah, that basically it stayed around 13 for most of the game. The Lakers made a little bit of a run. They got it down to 8, and then the Warriors blew it back up. About 3 minutes left in the game. Darvin Ham just threw in the towel and just threw his bench players out there.
Smart, get some rest. Try winning in 6 at home.
Yeah, we got to see what Anthony Davis, his condition is. He avoided a concussion, but he was apparently wheeled out of the arena last night.
Yeah, he heard he's jammed up. I'm not sure what happened.
It was a shot to the head by Kevon Looney, and apparently he couldn't walk in the back, and he was in a wheelchair. So we'll see what his condition is in. The Corgi says Warriors in 7, and he's predicted every game right so far. He's predicting
every game.
No, yeah, dude. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. This dog has predicted every game correctly so far in the Knicks and the Warriors series.
A pet is going to a dog bowl and picking what's going on here? What are we talking about?
I'll send you the video after when the podcast is over, all right? So you can take a look. But yeah, he's predicted every game so far. The dog predicts a 3-1 comeback by Golden State, which it would be poetic for Curry to get that 3-1 back on LeBron.
I get it, dude. I mean, I can see it happening. They're the champ. They're the repeating champs, defending champs.
You got Game 6 Clay to compete with. That guy is mythical. That guy always shows out in Game 6, and he's been bad the last couple of games too. Andrew Wiggins dropped 20 last night. Draymond Green turned back the clock and dropped 20.
Yeah.
So both series gonna be good. I would say both series go 7, if not Miami in 6. But
fair enough.
And then you got on the other side tonight, we got Boston and Philly. Who Philly's up 3-2. Do you think they close out tonight?
I don't know, man. It's Philly's at home, right?
Yeah.
I give the edge to Philly, but it's tough to count Boston out.
Yeah, I mean, how much can you really rely on Jason Tatum being that bad in the first half of games? The last two games, I think he's a combined 1 for 16 from the field in the first half.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that he's not gonna be that bad. I still think that they can get it done, Philly, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I want Boston to win because I think the Yankees have a better chance. I think the Yankees have a better chance to beat.
You mean the Knicks?
Yes, the Yankees. I'm sorry. I think the Knicks have a better chance to beat Boston. They match up better than they do with Philly. It's hard to guard Embiid and Harden. I'd rather guard the other guys. Now I know we're not regular season is not the playoffs, but you got to go off of somewhere. And the Knicks played Boston better. So we'll see.
All right. And for the final series, Denver and Phoenix. Denver's up 3-2.
Denver wraps it up.
Yeah, no Chris Paul. From what I heard, DeAndre Ayton was questionable, but that was yesterday. I'm not sure if they cleared him up.
Yeah, it don't matter. DeAndre Ayton doesn't matter if he plays. I'm still going with Denver.
Kevin Durant not in the best position right now after getting traded to Phoenix. Listen, as a big Chris Paul fan, this sucks. He's the guy that got me into basketball. So seeing him go down every year in the playoffs, it stings. And I really wanted to see him get a ring, but yeah, I think Denver is going to wrap it up.
Yep.
So you see Denver wrapping it up. Do you see Denver making the finals though? Do you see them beating either Lakers or the Warriors?
Yeah, I like Denver to go to the finals this year. The Jokic is too much of a force. Murray's good. Porter's good. They got a good supporting cast. I like Denver to go to the finals.
Okay.
I really, actually, honestly, dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm kind of switching up now. If you remember, I did say Knicks Lakers in the finals. That was my prediction.
Yeah, but I mean,
but I think that the more and more I watch, AD is just super soft, man. So I think that the Nuggets are gonna beat him. You just can't rely on the guy to be healthy and play. AD is always something with him.
Even if he is healthy, Jokic is one of the most physical big men in the league. He's someone that will put a body on AD every time down low, and who knows how long AD can keep that up for. So I like Denver there too. I still like the Lakers coming out of the West, and as a Clippers fan, that fucking hurts. That hurt me to say, but at the end of the day, I just can't put it past LeBron. And when AD is healthy, he's a top 5 player in basketball. So we'll see how that goes. All right, real quick, Tommy, before you head out and we wrap it up, we are going to do this tier list real quick. I got it up. Let me get rid of the overlay. Bang. All right, so bottom tier team, I got the A's. See you in Vegas. I added another tier because, oh my God, they're fucking bad.
Yeah, they really are.
They are below trash, and we'll see how they do in Vegas when they get there. But yeah, they're bad. In trash, we got Cincinnati, Cleveland. I feel like they're second, they're third in their division, but I mean they should be higher. So right now, I'm gonna call them trash. When you got guys like Jose Ramirez on your team, you should not be, and especially with how bad that division is. I sent you guys the post yesterday where every AL East team was better than every AL Central team. Yeah, bad. Rockies clearly bad. They're kind of non-competitive. Same with Kansas City. The Giants, they had their heyday a couple of years ago, but nah. A couple weeks ago, we had the Cardinals in sleepers. They dropped all the way down to fucking trash because they are bad.
Trash.
I mean, what are they right now? Let me check. Because they just sat Wilson Contreras. They are 13-25. They are the worst team in the National League right now.
Wow.
I'm pretty safe saying they're trash. They are the worst team in the National League below
not gonna lie to you,
Reds.
buddy, that's actually worse than I thought.
Yeah, they are 13-25, the worst team in the National League, and I think the second worst team in baseball. I'm sorry, the third worst team behind the Royals and Oakland, of course.
All right.
So, I mean, if you want me to move them up to there, cool, but they've been pretty fucking trash this year.
No, I didn't realize they're that trash. Go ahead.
Washington, I think, I mean, it's a tough division, but they're clearly the worst. And they're cool. I've kind of stacked it up a little bit. I got Seattle, who I think at one point were also sleepers, but at the same time, they're fourth in their division. The Angels are playing well. The Rangers are playing up to their expectations when you got guys like DeGrom when they bolstered their pitching staff. So the Rangers are going to probably be better than them. Houston, I don't expect to be this bad for this long. So yeah, I would say the Mariners, they're cool, but they're not going to make the playoffs. Kind of cool. Same with the Phillies. I just think they're too banged up. Bryce Harper is back. That's cool. JT Realmuto, he got the game tying double yesterday, and then the crazy walk off with Bo Bichette overthrowing Vladdy at first base and somebody coming around to score. I forgot who came around, but that was a walk off there. But at the end of the day, I think they're too banged up. I think they lost too many pieces in the offseason, and I still don't trust their bullpen. So they're cool. We are
All right.
also just cool because we are last place in our division. It's the best division in baseball, but right now we're just cool. Probably a hater pick here, but I still think the Pirates are just cool. I think they're a flash in the pan. I think they're gonna fall back down to earth pretty soon.
So do I. Just like the Cubs are going to fall back down to earth too.
Yeah. Cubs 18 and 19.
So is
Pirates
Arizona.
17.
So is the Red Sox.
All right. So the Mets, they are very. I was considering putting them in trash because given their talent,
They are trash.
Yeah, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for right now just because Verlander's been hurt. Scherzer's been in and out. They don't really have that good of a starting rotation outside of them. Kodai Senga's good, but he is very new to MLB. And he took the L today, but I think it was only 2-1. So
Yeah.
I think they're cool. Same thing with Miami. I like Jazz Chisholm. They have really cool players, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're a playoff team.
No.
The Angels, when you have Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, you're the definition of cool, but you're not a playoff team. You never have been. Detroit is actually playing pretty well this year. I like Akil Baddoo. It'd be cool to see, them not be completely trash in Miguel Cabrera's final season. They are a game below 500, so at the end of the day, they will very easily fall into trash if they start regressing. But
they will.
For
Just
now,
give them a couple weeks.
For this week, I'm going to call them cool.
Give them next Friday. They'll be on the curb.
All right, I we'll see how that goes. The White Sox, I should put them in trash. In fact, I will put them in trash. They just have a lot of players that I think are cool, like Tim Anderson and guys like that. But at the end of the day, you got to show up and play baseball, and they just haven't been able to do that. I think they were the first team this year, including Oakland, to have a 10-game losing streak. So Chicago is pretty trash. The Cubs, they're cool. Like you said, they're probably going to fall down to trash by next week or at least next month.
I think so.
But for now, I'm comfortable keeping them in cool. Boston, same thing. They'll probably fall down to trash. But as of right now, although Yoshida has been playing pretty well, and Kenley Jansen did just join the 400 save club. So for that, I'll give them that's cool. That's a cool thing. The Diamondbacks, yeah, they're probably gonna fall off. Although I love Zach Gallen.
Yeah, they'll fall off.
I'd be lying if I said that they were better than the Padres or the Dodgers. For my wild card teams, I have Toronto, Milwaukee, Minnesota, and Baltimore. I think they peak there. Maybe they make the first round. If any of these teams are to make the first round, I think maybe Baltimore. I just like them better than Toronto right now. But do you think either of these teams should move up, move down?
I think we'll be talking about Baltimore moving down in a little bit of time, and maybe the Twins.
Well, someone's got to at least make a wild card team in the Central. So I would just give it to the Twins because someone's got to.
I mean, it could also be Toronto, Yankees, Tampa. So I mean,
well, you got to have a division winner, and so I think they're going to peak in the wild card. They're going to get bounced in the wild card game, is what I'm saying. Whoever they face, they will lose.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I have no problem with that list then. San Diego.
First round exit, San Diego, just because at the end of the day, the Dodgers just own San Diego, and I want to see more out of Texas before I cement them as a sleeper.
Yeah.
But they have Texas definitely has the pieces to do it. Sleepers, the Braves, I mean, I wouldn't even say they're a sleeper at this point. They may just be an actual contender.
No doubt they're a contender.
I was going to say Dodgers, they could be contenders, but at the end of the day, I don't trust Dave Roberts in those big game situations.
Yeah, and I like the Rays as a sleeper because I don't think they're going to stay on the pace they're on, but they could make noise in the playoffs because they're a pretty damn good team.
And they're well coached. Kevin
Cash
is a very good coach.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately,
so, this is the list. Although, I mean, Houston is only 19-18, but I'm not ready to drop them out of actual contenders yet.
We know what they do every year, dude. So it's hard to drop them from title contention when we know they're going to be there in the end, because they are.
Yeah.
Altuve's coming back, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be okay.
Yeah, true enough. So this is the tier list for everybody to get a look at, just a clear shot at. Tommy, we're going to wrap it up here. If you got anything else to say before we head out.
I'm hoping that the Yankees prove me wrong. I had them still missing the playoffs, and as of right now, not really that good of a team. I'm hoping that they just keep winning and beat the teams they have to. Maybe take 3 or 4 from Tampa at home, which would be really nice. It could happen, but we'll see starting tonight what's going to happen.
Oh, real quick before I forgot, I have one more thing to show before you head out. This is the upcoming schedule. How do you think we're going to do, just real quick, if you can give it a quick look over?
4-8, 3-6-9, 3-6-9, 12.
It's 23 games.
23. Oh, I didn't see the bottom 23. Oh, man.
4 against the Rays, 4 against the Jays, 3 against Cincinnati, 3 against Baltimore, 3 against San Diego.
There's one bad team there, dude, which is the Reds. I say we're going to go 13-10.
Okay. That's realistic. That's realistic. I could see that. If anything, we may even go like 12-11. It depends on who we're throwing out there against.
I'm going to say 13-10 is my guess.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that. If you want to give your outro, my fault. I was going through the stuff and I just
it's all good. Yeah, no, I think 13-10 is a good number. No, man, I just want to let's get real quick, Knicks. Let's get it back to Game 7 at the Garden. Let's show up and show out in Miami. Hope the Knicks can keep riding this little wave they're on. I know it's a bunch of bad teams they're playing right now before they get into this Tampa Bay series. So listen, man, let's win some games here. Let's keep the win streak going if we can, and let's beat Tampa, man. Let's get back in the win column here. Let's keep it going.
All right. Thanks, Tommy. As always, I'm not going to be around next week, so I will reconvene with you in 2 weeks. I'm going to be down in Florida for a wedding.
All right. Well, safe travels, buddy. God bless.
Thank you. Hopefully everything goes well for bowling. Everything goes well for your daughter in softball, and everything goes well for the Knicks and the Yankees and all of New York sports, other than the Mets, because fuck the Mets. With that, it's been me and Tommy. Thank you for joining us. For Joe and Jeff and everybody at Fired Up Sports, we will see you in 2 weeks to talk more New York sports. Have a good one.
All right, guys. Thank you all. Have a good night.